Hi, Stitchy friends. Welcome back to my Floss Tube. This is a YouTube channel where we talk about cross stitch and I tell stories, and I have a hamster. His name's Gary. He's over there. Not gonna lie, I already started this video twice and stopped it because I did dumb shit. I'm not pulling Gary out a third time. He misses you and he loves you. But I don't think you're gonna see him today. Maybe at the end. So there's that. Welcome back. It's been a while. I think it's been a little over a week. I mentioned to you guys I was going to Georgia for work. I did that. I survived. I got home super late last night. Successfully scared the ever-living shit out of one of my children when I got home. It was great. It was a great, great time. A few of you had asked if I was going to try and find a local cross-stitch store, shop, whatever, down there. I said I wasn't going to look. That was a lie. I looked, and there wasn't one, which worked out for the best because I didn't have time to go anywhere. But I went, and it was good. It was fun. I will say, despite restarting this video 3 times, I still have yet to remember to stand up and go get the whip that's in my luggage, because I brought one with wholehearted great intentions. I was going to stitch at night. I was going to be responsible and hang out in my room, cross stitch. Show didn't. That's what happens when they put like 30 of us in a hotel that only see each other once a year. I did not sit in my room and cross stitch. I didn't sit in my room at all. We hung out in the lobby and at the hotel bar. So I am missing a whip. It is the Linen and Threads Mystery Sampler Stitch Along. I actually have only done a little bit. I worked on it before I left. So I had done a little bit more, and I was going to try and catch up with it for the month of February while I was gone. Again, didn't happen. Didn't touch it. Nobody should actually be surprised by this. So I had it in my luggage and then got home and then had a moment because it's February. And I was like, oh my God, February is a short month. The new pattern's gonna be like any day now. I'm having the hardest time acknowledging that like February still has 29 days this month. And even other years it has 28. Like I don't know about you guys, but sometimes my brain is just like February is a short month. So I feel like I'm missing like 10 days. You're not, just in case you have the same fears and concerns and anxiety in your body that I do. February still encompasses a substantial length of time. So I got time. I'm going to work on that this week. I am trying to stay current. I am not good at staying current, but I'm trying. I think I was only 3 or 4 days behind when I picked up the second piece of it. And it is a totally manageable, reasonable stitch. So yeah, when I work on that, I do post as I go. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, or those who want to, Nick Stitches, same name. Every night I try and post something, and if I have stitched that night, that's what I post, is a current photo of my whip. So yeah, next time I work on it, it'll be on there, and you can see it then, or next week, if I have unpacked my suitcase by next week, which is up for discussion. Not good at unpacking. Not good at packing either. I packed at midnight after the Oscars on Sunday night, and I left my house at 6 a.m. on Monday morning. Responsible. I'm real good at it. So, but in whips that I did stitch on before I left, so the first one is the Cunning Cross Stitch Harry Potter Letters from Hogwarts. This one. It is on Facebook. It is free. It is a stitch along. It is enormous, enormous. I am not done with the banner. I posted about it again, on Instagram, when I picked it up. I haven't touched this one in a while. It's just so big. So there's this whole thing across the top, and it's an owl, and then Hogwarts, and then the train. And there's supposed to be another owl over here. I think I'm gonna modify it. There's supposed to be a Hogwarts pendant that they put right here, and I've seen people put it up here, and I think I'm gonna do that and put it up here. But nonetheless, so there's this whole piece at the top, and then 6, I believe, of these letters. You can see the outline of this one. This is the first one. I mean, there's like 5 more that surround it. And so I started it and I was like, I'm going to do the whole thing before it drops, because they released they called it the frame, I think 2 months before the first pattern dropped. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be totally like caught up. No. So I started doing it. I got all the banners on my wand, which is hiding under the hoop here. I got through 1L, and then I got Hogwarts, okay, a small fraction of Hogwarts, and then realized like, okay, the first pattern's about to drop. I should jump down to the frames, and I'm going to work on the frames because I'm going to need those, and I can just fill in the top as I have time. I should also note it's a 2-month pattern drop. This is not like a monthly or, God help me, weekly. Stiach is weekly, and I'm trying to mentally already prepare myself because I got really far behind on that one this year, although I did finish it. So, so I jumped down to the frames. Well, and you can see like I came down here first and like did it by page, because obviously it's on each page, and this is a huge freaking pattern, so many pages and stuff. And then I realized it was coming anyway, so I like finished around. I didn't even finish. I don't know if you can see it on here. These are still half stitches. Like I didn't even finish that much. Oops. But then they released the pattern, and I went back and forth and back and forth if I was going to do one of the alternate patterns. And I said no. And I think in the last video with you guys, I said no. And then I stared at it for a while. Sure, I am doing one of the alternate ones. There's one, if you go on there again, it's the Cunning cross stitch. Google, Facebook, go in the search bar and put like Cunning letters from Hogwarts, and it should show up. I'm doing Ravenclaw for my son, and one of the pattern modifications that someone did on Ravenclaw is just like stupid gorgeous, and I couldn't not do it. So I've made a liar out of myself like 14 times already with this stitch along. That's okay. Still going, still like it. I will not be current. That's a full cover. That whole section is full coverage, more or less. It comes all the way down. It's a banner. And I haven't done any more of the frame, and I haven't done any more of the top, but I do enjoy it. I tend to work on it on like Saturdays when the Harry Potter marathons come on TNT. It's good. It's a good mix. So, but I worked on it, and I haven't worked on it in a very long time, so I was very excited about that. In other news of things that I haven't worked on in a very long time, I pulled out this one. This is the Owl Forest Embroidery Queen of Hearts. I learned some things here too. So I started working on it. Here, let me yank it out, y'all. Sorry, there's like a thread that's like coming across because she's still attached. So I started working on this middle section right here, and I did a couple rows down here. This is a midline. It goes this way, so the other half of her dress goes this way. And I was working on it, and I got to this section, and the pattern spaces it out. So it's like a, I don't know, it's like a maybe 9 or 10 page pattern. It's not bad, and it's very well split up. And I was like, well, I'm gonna find the page that this is on and do it right away. So I know like each of these sections of the dress have like massive amounts of backstitching on them. And I know general consensus is frequently that people hate backstitching because it's a lot of work. I'm the opposite. I actually really, really love backstitching. I feel like it's a high reward, if that's a good way to say it. It is a lot of work, but I'm always like so frackin' thrilled with how it looks when I'm done. So yeah, I was just like, oh, I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna do that part now, because then I can just do it in little sections as I go, and then little sections look great. So I'm looking, and I find the page, and I'm like, what is this? This is not backstitching. It's beadwork. I didn't know there were any beads in this pattern. So yeah, and there's a lot, not a lot. I mean, I guess a lot is relative. I know some of you do a ton of beadwork. To be fair, even if I had known, I don't think I would have said like, oh no, never mind, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm sure I would have been like, I can do it. No big deal. I got this. I just wasn't prepared for it, and I was unaware it was coming in my direction. So now I have to find the beads. They're T-O-H-O, Toho. I want to call them Toho. I'm going to call them Toho beads. There's also a Swarovski crystal that goes on there. Like, I don't know if any of, I mean, I'm going to Google it. I'm really good at Google, but if any of you know offhand, like, is there a bead kit for these patterns? Did I screw myself by being a pain in the ass and insisting on my black and white PDF? I don't know. So tips there would be fantastic. Not in a huge rush to buy beads because of the way I stitch, because I'm doing this on a small 6-inch hoop. I would crush them in the hoop, so I actually do have to wait until the end to do the beadwork. So I've got time because my track record for doing things in a timely fashion is non-existent. So yeah, but I worked on it and I'm excited, even though now there's beadwork. We'll get there. We'll get there one day. The other pattern that I did get to work on this week is this one, Little House Needleworks Suffragette, the Stitch Along with Stitching with the Sisterlies and Friends. So I got this far. I did the bricks at the bottom, and I got this far down her dress. I gave her a little face. The dress comes far, it's on a diagonal, and it like comes all the way down. So there is just a lot of solid blocked color there. But I'm still really, really happy with how it's turning out. I'm also happy that this is my Nicole level stitch along. It's the best way I can say it. I love stitch alongs. I love them. Obviously, I'm doing many at the same time right now, but I'm not particularly good at staying current with them or staying on top of them. And I like this one because people, like, they decided to do it. And somebody was just like, well, what's the like schedule? What's the plan? And they were like, try and have it done by election day. And I'm like, I got you. November for us here in the United States. So yeah, we've got a while, and I'll definitely finish it by then. So yeah, I'm excited with this one. I love how it's turning out. I will say I am happy with how all of my things are turning out, except that Dumb Lions one that I haven't touched in a couple months, much to my husband's dismay. I'm very happy with the patterns I picked and how things have been shaping up. So yeah, so that and the MIA linen and thread stitch along, those are all my whips for this week. Yeah, I bought some stuff too. So, oh, there's already a needle on here because what happened was the second time I was trying to film this video, I stabbed myself in the hand and like got real sweary, like swearier than normal. And I was like, that might be a little much. So I stopped, and then I dropped the needle on the floor, and it was a debacle. So I put the needle on the needle minder that I just opened today. So yeah, I came home. I should know better than this. Like I did my taxes, and I gave myself a stitching budget out of my tax return because I'm a grown-up and I can do that, and I said so. And so I got really excited and ordered a whole bunch of stuff. And then I went out of town for 3 days. You know damn well every ounce of it showed up while I was gone. So I came home to like a stack of packages on my desk, and my husband was like, the hell? And I'm like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Nonetheless, it was exciting because I came home and I got to open it all. So first of all, I got these. Do the thing. How close can they get? I have the camera in here backwards from normal. It wants to focus on me, maybe. It's not doing it. Ugh. Well, it's Dorothy, and it's the wizard. Oh, there you can kind of see him. And a strawberry. These are from Top Knot Stitcher. She put the strawberry in here, and I think it's adorable. And then, yeah, I got the Dorothy and the wizard there. Well, a little out of focus, but that's probably the best you're going to get there. Super stoked. Like, super, super stoked about these. So, yeah, I got 3 new needle minders. And I was very excited to open those. And then I did, what does she call it? Friday night fight night? I think that's what she calls it. Brandy at Bestitch Me on Facebook. She has a private Facebook group where she has like, Brandy, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if I'm going to explain this well. She does 2 colorways on Friday nights, and she uploads like a good handful of each one, different fabrics and all that stuff. And whichever one sells more wins, I believe. And then whatever's left, I don't know, she like does some stuff. Clearly, I didn't pay a lot of attention. I may or may not have also had a couple beers before I participated, which Brandy, if you're watching, that makes more sense as to why I did what I did. So I was in there, and like I said, I'd had a couple beers, which I'm allowed to do. I'm a grown up. I get on Facebook and I see these fabrics. I don't need any fabrics. I don't have specific plans for any fabric, but I needed them. So I bought this one for, let's see, there we go. Color's really good back here. So this one I got first. I thought it was pretty. And this is a 32 count Jobelin. Never seen one before, never touched it. Didn't really even know what it was, but I was just like, I want to try something different. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So I got this one first, and it's called Twinkle, and it's really pretty. Like I said, I'm not completely certain what I'm going to stitch on it, but I did feel like I needed it. I feel like the Miller Lite told me I needed it. So I bought that. And then I bought this one. Again, I was just like having a good old time. This is a 25 count Lugana, and it's huge. I don't know what I'm gonna stitch on this either, but it was really, really pretty. I do have an idea what I want to put on here, but I'm not sure. Yeah. So like I posted, which one did I think I did this one first? I claimed it on Facebook, and Brandy gave it the shocked face, you know, like I call it the wow face. Wow. I'm really awesome, in case you guys didn't know. And like Brandy gave it a wow face, and then I did the second one, or another wow face, and then there was a giveaway that I entered, and you had to say if you wanted Ada or, I don't know, I think it was Ada or Lugana, or Ada or something. So I wrote, and mind you, at this point I was multiple beers in. It was a week last week. And I posted, and I was like, I would pick the Ada, because clearly I picked a bunch of things tonight that I don't usually pick. Because she, like, Brandy literally knows at this point, like, I like 18 count Ada. Like, it's my jam. It's what I stitch on. And she replied to my comment. She was like, seriously, I was wondering what was going on with you. Like, I had to double check and make sure it was actually you. And I was like, yeah, it's me. That's what happened. So I am excited about both of those. I'm excited to stitch on something different. Because variety is the spice of life. So that happened. I did not win the Ada, which is fine. Like I said, I probably didn't need more. However, she did include this pattern, and she put a note on here and said, you can keep for yourself or use as a giveaway. Excuse me. This is Stitching Each Day Keeps the Crazy Away by Waxing Moon Designs. And I kind of went back and forth, and I decided I'm going to do a giveaway on this. I like it. It's cute. I just don't know when I'll stitch it. I have so much going on. It would pretty much move into the pile of one day things, and it probably would never get done. So I am going to do it. And I hope you made it this far. I know a lot of you are like, I watched your whole video, so I hope you did today, because I'm not going to like post anything extra about it. But this is how we're going to pick. I'm going to keep this fun. In the comment, I want you to leave me a comment with a joke. Your favorite joke. But I have to be able to read it to an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old. But if it's good for one, it's good for both. Now, to be fair, we let a lot slide around here. Like, you know, he told me something was a pain in the ass the other day, and I just kind of side-eyed him. We roll with it. It's fine. So, I mean, no sex jokes. How about that? Outside of that, like, it's pretty fair game. And I'm going to let the 11-year-old decide what his favorite joke is. This is my plan. And then I'm going to have him tell the joke, or I'm going to tell it to him and videotape him laughing, whichever one I feel better about. I'm going to post it on Instagram. So, I mean, and I'll tell whoever wins here if I don't catch you on Instagram, but that's the deal. In case I couldn't make this complicated and subjective in any other way, yeah, whatever my 11-year-old finds the funniest, whoever has the best joke, you win. I will also say he's an 11-year-old middle school boy. He likes fart jokes, butt jokes, and poop jokes. Yeah, anything 11-year-old boys like. Some of you have middle school age boys, so you might have a slight advantage. Good luck. And like I said, I will post some kind of video with him on Instagram with the winner. And if I don't hear from you on Instagram, I will probably either way mention you here next week. Yeah, so there's that. And then lastly, ladies, gentlemen, friends, we have to have a discussion. So Mama Bobby Stitcher reached out to me maybe a week ago and asked me if I liked this pattern. Eat, sleep, stitch, repeat. And she said that this pattern is being passed around as a stitch it forward. Falling over. So let me tell you this. So generally, like, I'm not a huge proponent of reselling your patterns. I used to be a photographer. I think I've told you guys that once upon a time. Copyright law does not escape me. And reselling it once you've already done it is kind of a gray area that I don't know that I'm comfortable with. But she was like, no, I didn't say anything to her. She asked if I just wanted it. And I was like, I mean, that's okay. Yeah, I do. So I said yes. And then before it showed up, I watched Rolodex Stitches, Carla, and she was talking about it. That it's actually like a thing. They're doing like this one pattern, like a pass it. What she called it a stitch it forward, and mentioned that there was a card, a note card in here that everyone is writing on, and when they get it or when they start it and when they finish it and who they're passing it to. And I was like, oh no, this just went from like, oh, I feel like I might be questioning my own moral compass to like, no, this is fun. So hopefully I'm not breaking any major rules, but nonetheless, I'm like, this is adorable. I'm totally going to do it. So it showed up. I'm the third person to have it. First person was One Stitch at a Time 46. I'm not going to say her real name because I don't know if she wants her real name shared. And then Rolodex Stitches, and then Mama Bobby. And she was the one that sent it to me. So I opened the envelope and I'm real excited. I knew exactly what was in there. I was like, oh my God, it's the pattern. How fun is that? What's the one thing we keep discussing that I'm not going to do? The one thing I swear, I'm not doing it. I'm not buying it. Bougie floss. She knew what she was doing. And there are two. There's this one. Yep. Ladies, gentlemen, friends, mind you, there are a handful of you who every time I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not spending money on it. You're like, you will. We'll get you there when you're least expecting it. She sent me this one. It is Gentle Art, the Gentle Art Bittersweet. Bittersweet, that's the color. There you go. That's a pretty good color representation of it. I gotta use it. I was trying real hard to hold out. I think I am going to use it in this. I think that's kind of a cute way to do it. I do have questions because I've never seen any of you guys do it. Okay, so the instructions on the back say rinse threads in hot water before stitching. Do you do that? Do I have to do that? If color, blot it on a white paper towel, hang up to dry, then stitch as usual. Okay, that's fine. Please let me know if I actually have to do that. I also want to know, do you guys put this stuff on bobbins? Every time someone shows their bougie floss, it's on one of these little card things, which is great. I mean, you got to do something with it. You can't, I mean, it's like there's a knot at the top. You can't just leave it on here. Can you? Is it straight? I don't know how this works. I feel like a little kid who doesn't know what's going on. I am going to use it. I'm going to do the thing. But obviously, I'm a noob when it comes to bougie floss. I'm not going to start buying it. Not. Please come back next week when I eat my damn words. But I'm telling you, yeah, it is really pretty. I do like the color. I like it. It's orangey. I think I'm going to maybe do this in like a rainbow or something. I don't know. So that she did it. Bobby. Yeah. And then there's this. It says hand sewing yarn. It's really sparkly. Where's the camera? Will it focus? There you go. Maybe not. Right there is about as good as it's gonna. I mean, that's pretty accurate. It's real sparkly. It's very, very soft. It's not like that devil's butt floss shit that I bought at Joann's that I'm using. I will say this one has little teeny characters on the bottom. I am not well versed in other languages, but it looks to be something of Asian descent. Knowing that Rolodex Stitches lives in Japan, does this, I don't know if maybe this goes with the, like we're passing this along, or if this just, so tell me. I could have just messaged her and asked her. So yeah, there's this. I'm not sure. This I have not decided what to do with yet. I don't know. Yeah. I am impressed by its softness. I will give you all the credit in the world. You guys have heard me complain about that crap from Joann's, that sparkly DMC stuff. So, but yeah. I mean, a couple of you have threatened it, but you hadn't. And I was like, there's only like 6 people with my address. They're not going to do it. Yeah, one of you did it. To be clear, I am not ungrateful. I'm very grateful. I was so excited when I got it. And then, so the other day, there was a pattern. Don't remember what it was. 2 Martini Stitcher posted it. It was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous. And I found the pattern on Etsy, and it was bougie floss of some kind. So I commented and I said, is there a DMC color conversion for this? And she commented back and was like, no, because it was designed for this. She's like, but it's just an excuse. You should try it. And I was kind of like, ha, ha, ha. And then put it down and put my phone down. Well, then I was hanging out with my husband and I got a DM on Instagram. And I've told you guys before with him. And he was like, who is that, your boyfriend? And I was like, no, it's one of my stitchy friends. Thank you very much. And he was like, is your stitchy friend a boy? And I was like, not this one. I was like, there are boys who stitch. I promise you they're of no threat to you. I'm not out here husband hunting. I've got one. I had another one once upon a time. I don't want any more. And he's like, well, what's it say? And I pull it up and she's like, here's a link just in case you need a kit to all the fancy floss. And I click it and it was like $76. And I looked at my husband and I was like, it's a friend trying to convince me to spend $76 on cross stitch supplies. And he was like, I thought this was a cheap hobby. Like he had a moment. It was really, really funny though. And then he took my phone away and was like, really? I didn't like take it away, but was like, put your damn phone down. You're not spending $76 on cross stitch stuff. And I was like, no, I'm not. Standing my ground. So to be clear, I still really like the pattern. I don't remember what it was. I screenshotted it, in the phone that I'm talking to, where you all live. I'll have to find it and post about it. I might still buy the pattern and do my own conversion. It was just really bright and really colorful, and I really liked it. So yeah, that's the husband story for the week. He also doesn't want me to spend $76 on floss for one project. Although, I think I told you guys, like, I want to do a Mirabilia for my mom for Christmas, which I should have already started if I was going to do it, which means I'm not going to actually get it done this year. But I did look. I like the, I think it's just called Santa. There's a couple Santa ones, but it's the full body Santa with like the flowy cape. It's really pretty. Really, really pretty. But I went on, I don't know, maybe 1, 2, 3 stitch, I think. And like pushed all the buttons to see what it would be if I just got like the whole shebang in one foul swoop from there. And it was like $119. And that included like the fabric and some bougie floss and the pattern. And I was like, nope, Nope. So now just the pattern lives in my cart. I figure maybe she can have it for Christmas 2021-ish, maybe. We'll see. Yeah. So that's what happened this week, friends. I have missed you, but you know, because I've been telling you for like 4 weeks now, like, oh, life's gonna get back to normal. It should. I hope. It's still not winter here, and my kids are about to have a 4-day weekend, and work is usually normal in the middle of the month. The middle of the month is not when I have issues with things. So yeah, I should be back in something that actually resembles just 1 week next time. We'll see. But thank you for coming, for listening, for watching, for all the things. Thanks, sweet Oprah, I got through it the 3rd time. Like I said, I didn't stop it because I was like unhappy with like my performance. This is just who I am as a person. I was genuinely like swearing up a storm like a sailor, and was debating either putting this video into my computer and editing it in beeps because I thought you guys would find it funny, or restarting, and honestly laziness won because I don't want to have to deal with iMovie because I'm old and I don't want to do that kind of stuff right now. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to start the Eat Sleep Stitch. Oh, I will also say that every last one of you that has had this has started and finished in like 3 days. I've never done anything in 3 days, so I shan't be as fast. I will also say I did post on Instagram when I got it, and someone commented and said, she was like, oh, that pattern's really cute. I'm going to have to get it. And she didn't realize it was a stitch long, and I messaged her and I was like, hey, send me your address. I'll send it to you when I'm done. You can be next in line. So I actually already have somebody next on this one. Super exciting. That's a thing. So maybe I'll get my life together and finish it before the next video. Doubt it. Like super highly doubt it. And I told her, I was like, BT dubs, I'm not fast. So, but she was cool with it. So yeah, that's that. Tell me a joke that'll make an 11-year-old laugh. And you can win that. Preferably somewhere I can drop this in the mail and not spend a ton of money. Use your discretion. Okay. That's it. That's all I got. I'm going to stop rambling. I love you. It's been fun. I'll see you next week. Bye.